just 13. So
Against the clock, it really didn't matter.
No scriptwriter could have ever written a better story.
When the world's elite compete in dressage and show jumping, every second matters. Every movement counts. Every jump can change everything. Feel the intensity and experience equestrian sport at its highest level. Be there live on clipmyhorse.tv.
Well, hello there, and a very warm welcome to you wherever you may be watching from around the world to this very special edition of the In and Out Studio, bringing you all of the action from Fort Worth in Texas for the FEI World Cup Finals. What a week of equestrian sport is coming your way. We are very proud and privileged to be bringing you all of the insight ahead of the action available for you on FEI TV and Clip My Horse TV. Amy Parks here with you, of course, in the host chair. I'm not on my own in the studio, joined all week by my friend and colleague. We thought she was going to be drafted into the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders this week. Very lucky to have her in the studio. It's Charlotte Smet.
This week on In Out, we're joined by Charlotte Smet. Charlotte isn't just an analyst, she's a professional rider herself. That insider experience in the saddle gives her a unique perspective on the numbers, breaking down the data with a rider's instinct. From performance trends to those crucial split-second decisions on course, Charlotte connects analytics with what it really feels like out there in the arena. Get ready for sharper insights and smarter takes, only here on Clip My Horse TV, In Out.
So many lols. Charlotte Smet, welcome, and so lovely to have you here with us all week.
Thank you so much for having me. I may not be in the traditional cheerleader uniform,
Sure.
but I'm definitely here to cheer these riders on because we've already had such a good day. And yesterday at the World Cup Finals, and I can't wait to see what's next.
There is really so much coming our way on FEI TV and, of course, Clip My Horse TV. We're going to be here with you for the next hour, giving you all of the review of the sport that's taken place so far, of course, but also what's coming up for the rest of the week. We want to talk about these World Cup finals. We know that it's a really interesting format that this series follows. Let's bring you right up to speed straight off the bat with 4 fast facts about the World Cup finals. Then, of course, it's an annual indoor championships. It's the 46th edition this time around, taking place over 2025 and into 2026, of course, over the sort of winter season, as it were, in the Northern Hemisphere. Jumping riders compete across the world in 14 different leagues, where the dressage riders compete in 4 different leagues around the world. So certainly steeped in history, this World Cup series, and certainly something that riders hold in very high esteem. So it is, and this year takes us to Texas, as we mentioned earlier. There'll be lots of references about cowboy hats and boots and things like that throughout the course of the show, no doubt. And it takes us to the Dickies Arena there in Fort Worth, which is, of course, the sister town of Dallas, just 30-some miles down the road deep in the heart of Texas, as the song goes. An absolutely outstanding venue and a really beautiful looking venue there in the heart of Fort Worth. So then, we know that this is wonderful venue. All of these riders are sort of congregating, coming from all parts of the world. They come from Australia, New Zealand, across Asia and Europe, of course, to be there in Texas. What do we know then about Fort Worth and about this venue in particular, the Dickies Arena? Let's give you 4 facts about that one. 4 fast facts about Fort Worth in Texas. It's also now become a tongue twister, so get your mouth around that one. It is nicknamed Cowtown, of course, Cowtown, because of its rich Western culture. So something that all of the lucky folk down there in Fort Worth are certainly coming to enjoy, and the riders as well. We've seen a lot of bespoke cowboy hats and boots going out to all of our riders. It's 33 miles from the major corporate hub of Dallas, as I was talking about a little bit earlier, so almost like a sister town, but with a difference. The venue itself, the Dickies Arena that we saw there in the flyover, seats 14,000, so quite a decent capacity there. It also plays host to basketball, hockey and rodeo.
Yeehaw.
See, and I knew you would love that, Charlotte. I knew you'd love that, talking about the rodeo. And certainly someone else who loves that is our reporter. She's been down on the ground this week, and I don't know, we might lose her at the end of the week. I thought Becky Moody, the dressage rider, was going to most likely to stay in Texas and sort of be hiked off to a honky-tonk bar, but I think it's going to be Jenny Riddle. She's been checking out the venue in focus.
Welcome to the Dickies Arena, this year's host to the Longines FEI World Cup Jumping and Dressage Finals here in Fort Worth, Texas. The venue is going to play host to some of the best horse and rider combinations in the world, all looking to take home that coveted title. From the outside, the Dickies Arena's presence is unmistakable. A modern building based in a city that is steeped in tradition and Western culture. But as we head inside, you can see it's here where the arena truly reveals itself. This is a space that was designed not just to host events, but to really elevate them. As you can see behind me, there is so much seating. There's room for 14,000 people, but despite its vast scale, there really is a feeling of intimacy between the spectators and the riders. You really do feel like you're close and up next to them. As with all great equestrian events, it's not just about what's going on in the arena. There is always some amazing shopping to be had, and I've heard the riders have been getting involved as well, as they've been given fitted with some pretty amazing cowboy hats. This is a venue built for those big moments, and as the Longines FEI World Cup unfolds, it's certainly going to shape a new chapter in equestrian history.
Yes, you can look out for Jenny Riddle at a cowboy hat shop near you. She is getting on down with that country theme, that is for sure. We'll talk quickly about that course, because there's a lot of this cowboy theme that's coming through
there as well, and it really gave the riders the option to go fast. There was a couple inside turns that some of them took, some of them didn't, so that was very interesting to watch as well.
Certainly was. And Jenny, once again, just to make us jealous, went and had a look at the arena.
Well, this is called the In-Out Show, so I just had to get in the arena to bring you a sense of occasion. It's a course walk. There's live course walks going on, as you can hear over the tannoy, but I had to show you guys, Charlotte and Amy, I had to show you these fences. Look at this. Is this not the most glorious swing you have ever seen, or standard, wherever you come from, they call them different things, have you ever seen on a fence? I'm so excited. This is fence 10 of the speed class. There's a water tray behind it. The fences have gone up, but they are looking massive. I'm a little bit starstruck. Everybody who's anyone is here. There's some amazing riders just walking right behind the cameraman. It's such an exciting atmosphere to be here. It really is such an incredible event. The crowds are going to be so close to the riders, you can almost touch them. But what I am loving is this decor, guys.
And we're never going to recover from the side of Marty Fuchs in the...
Well, I think some of these riders are looking pretty smart in their cowboy hats, I have to say.
Yeah, they could be crossing over. They could be crossing over to the country. Jenny is down. She is in the mix zone there as things are getting underway in Fort Worth for day 2 of the competition. JR, give us a bit of a vibe. Tell us how the energy and what it's all like down there. I know it was a full-on first day for you yesterday.
Yes, Amy, thank you. Good morning from Fort Worth. Yes, it was pretty full on. We had the show jumping and the dressage here in Texas. I'm currently down in the mix zone. This is where we bring all the riders after the class, one by one. We view them. I've got the warm up behind you. You can maybe hear the tannoy. There's a national class warming up as we speak. What I wanted to talk about first of all is the vibe. I've covered many championships over the years, but the vibe here in Texas is amazing. It's so welcoming. It's such an atmosphere here. And I think the effort it takes to get a horse here to a World Cup final is something the riders are talking about in the interviews the whole time. It's so emotional, not just to kind of win. That's not the emotional part. Just to get here, the work it takes from the grooms and the riders and the vets and the physios, and also, as you've seen, the cowboy hats. I'm pretty sure
Martin Fuchs is sleeping in his cowboy hat. I actually haven't seen him without it on. I was chatting to him earlier and I was like, have you taken that off yet? He was like, no, why would I take it off? It's amazing. And as I say, I was speaking to Phil Gonzalo, who is the commentator. He was talking about the journey, and some journeys aren't going as well as others. William Greve came into that interview as I was chatting to him, and he was just like, yeah, you do all this work to get here, and on the day it doesn't always go to plan. But some amazing stories coming out, but some really emotional ones. I know you guys are going to talk about the Kent Farrington, who obviously won, and he is the favourite coming in here, and the wonderful Becky Moody. But what I've really been enjoying is some of these emotions. Jacob Pope, that brilliant round, he was so emotional, crying as he came out, so delighted with that round. But also Serena, she's come from Australia, the journey she's had to take and get that horse here, she had me in tears. I mean, I'm going to be an emotional wreck by the end of the next couple of days, guys. I know you're going to look at the analytics of it all, but from me in Fort Worth for now, I'll chat to you guys again in a bit with a guest.
All season, they've chased points, precision, and perfection. Now, and nerve tested at their limits. Nothing left to prove, everything left to win. Who will claim the titles of FEI World Cup Final Champions of 2026?
Super stuff from Jenny. She's going to be a puddle on the floor by the time it comes to the end of Sunday. She really is. She's going to be a red hot mess, bless her. She's having a lovely time. And as I say, it is special energy. You can tell. And these riders, it means the absolute world to them. It's very, very special to each and every one of them. That's why the emotions are running high, and lovely to see. You won't miss a minute of it, of course. We're going to bring you all of the analysis in the studio, but so much more. All of the sport is available for you as a premium subscriber on FEI TV and Clip My Horse TV. What's coming up then? We want to make sure you're not going to miss it. Let's take a little look at the schedule. Of course, for us today, this is the second part of the final competition in the World Cup. So the second competition day for the show jumpers, of course, Longines FEI Jumping World Cup. That is at 6:45 p.m. US, so that's Central US time. We're getting our heads around the time changes here, and 1:45 a.m. Central European. So, of course, you're going to have a late night party, Charlotte.
That's okay. I think I can get comfortable, have a drink, maybe some popcorn in my pajamas. There we go. Sounds like a party.
Of course, and of course, not just that, you can watch the live sport, but as I say, the analysis and everything available for you here in the In and Out studio, because that's the bit we love to do, review and preview. You can join us on the 24/7 channel, of course, and various other platforms for these World Cup finals every day, 9 o'clock in the US Central Time, of course, and that's 9 o'clock in the morning, and 4 p.m. in Europe. So just keep an eye on your world clock on your iPhone for changes around the world, wherever you're watching us from. But we'd love to see you every day, of course, today, and then Saturday and Sunday as well. So plenty to come your way. Now, Charlotte, we've talked a lot about this World Cup, how much it means to these riders, how hard they have campaigned, how many qualifiers they have attended and competed at in order to be there. The format sometimes takes a little bit to understand, but I think once you do, that's the beauty of it, because you become invested in it, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It can be a little bit mathsy, but we're here to hold your hand. We'll talk you through it. Yeah. It'll all be okay, and it's going to make the sport just so much better. We've got you.
And another lady who's got you is our reporter, Rosie Russell, who put together this explainer for you.
It's World Cup Finals week, but how does it all work? Let's start with jumping. This is a championship final it takes place over several days and is made up of 3 competitions. The first, a speed class. Riders jump against the clock, but instead of traditional faults, penalties are converted into time. A rail down, they sit very much in contention. It keeps the competition open and competitive from the start. Complete competition 1 and you're eligible for the second. Proving consistency is key. And it's a familiar format, an initial round against the clock with a jump off if needed to decide the winner. Then comes the final competition, and this is where it really gets serious. It's a 2-round competition over a Grand Prix course with no jump-off. The second round is more demanding, and only the best make it through. At this point, every rail and every mistake counts. Why? Well, that's because what really sets the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup final apart is the scoring. In the first 2 competitions, riders earn points based on their placing. The system is designed so that the winner gets the highest score, then the points drop incrementally down the leaderboard. The winner of each competition gets 1 point more than the number of starters. The second place rider receives 2 points less than the winner. Third place receives 3 points less, and so on. Each rider has their points from both competitions added together, then they are converted into penalty points for the final competition. The top 30 go through, and the rider leading on points starts competition 3 with 0 penalties. All the other riders have their penalty score calculated by taking the difference between their points and the leader's points, then multiplying that difference by 0.5. The idea behind this? Well, it's to keep the penalties small enough to keep things close. One rail down, which is 4 faults, can completely change the leaderboard. The top 20 after the first round of competition 3 jump in the all-important second round, and the rider with the lowest score at the end is crowned the winner. And if there's a tie for first place, then it all comes down to a jump-off. Now let's switch to dressage, where the format is completely different. Dressage competitions are built around 2 tests. The first is the Grand Prix, which acts as a qualifier. Riders perform a set test judged on precision and harmony. To move forward, they need to score at least 60%. Then comes the highlight, the freestyle to music. This is where the riders design their own choreography set to music, combining technical difficulty with artistic expression. It is not just about accuracy, it's about performance, creativity, and connection with the horse. Only the top combinations from the Grand Prix move on to the freestyle, and the starting order is reversed, so the best combinations go last, building the excitement right to the end. But in both jumping and dressage, one thing is the same: consistency, partnership, and performing under pressure. And that is what makes a World Cup champion.
Yes, absolutely fantastic stuff there from Rosie, really laying it out for us, Charlotte, and explaining that to us. And as we will walk you through it, particularly when we get to that that last competition of the jumping where we need to do some maths. Actually, I'm going to let Charlotte do the maths. Thanks very much, Charlotte.
I'll let the computers do the maths, but I'll help you through it.
Okay, perfect. No problem. That's the best way to do it. No problems at all. We want to talk about dressage, as Rosie was talking about at the end there now. Of course, we had the Dressage Grand Prix. It's the first competition in the dressage finals throughout the course of the week. It was emotion-filled, absolutely. The crowd were really behind every one of those combinations in that arena last evening in Texas, of course. And the FEI Media House had the privilege of catching up with some of the riders before they entered the arena.
I'm feeling so grateful to be here. It's been an amazing venue. I love the local culture here. Yeah, it's just been a dream to be here. I feel really ready because my horse is such a dependable and honest guy. And so I think he's making me feel very prepared for this show and to be there in the ring with him. I just can't wait for it.
Well, it's my 11th final so far, so I should be ready. It's been amazing. You know, the podium would be my goal, to be honest. Like, that would be my dream. And I think top 5 is what I'm aiming for here. I mean, it's very tricky to say because it's a lot of very good riders, a lot of very good horses. I've been watching a couple in training, and a couple of them looks really good.
I'm ready to rock, you know. I'm ready to get fun and to ride as good as I can and to make the audience happy. I'm the only one from Lithuania, so it's a huge responsibility also to represent Lithuania, you know.
pretty crazy excited. I mean, it's an incredible venue. Texas is just something else. Everyone is so enthusiastic. This is the world of the horse here. You know, we are really steeped in equine culture completely. So, you know, that aspect of it is really cool. It's a completely different culture, which is also really fun. But the thing is, they are just all horse people, which is going to make it amazing.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable to be here, to be a part of it now. And yeah, I'm just soaking it up all. And the dream coming true. First to ride such a horse and then to be here now with this horse, with this whole team. So it's unbelievable, and I'm really, really lucky that I am the rider of this horse.
Oh, such lovely stuff. Thanks to the Media House team for grabbing all of those riders before their competition. But what great energy they all had. Super pumped, super relaxed. I love Justina. She's just like, I'm ready to rock.
Yes.
I'm like, yes, girl, you absolutely are. And she was so proud to be there representing Lithuania. Absolutely lovely. We have the results, and we know we saw Becky Moody there, victorious. I mean, what a run of form for her. This is a homebred horse that she knows inside and out. We have the inside information that she has actually been ordering Uber delivered to the Dickies Arena, which is unbelievable. Patrick Kittle second to her. So Skittles, again, as he said, 11 times at a World Cup.
I don't know that much about dressage. But
I haven't disappeared into a hedge this time, which is great.
But I've done a little bit of research, and what I found interesting was that Patrick Kittle finished second in the Grand Prix at the World Cup Finals in Riyadh, and then went on to win the freestyle in Riyadh. So he's finished second again now. Does that mean that perhaps he could be winning the freestyle again? But we didn't see Becky Moody in Riyadh. She wasn't there. This is her first World Cup final, so she could switch things up.
Could switch things up, or is a pattern emerging? Well, we will see Patrick Kittle, of course, amazing stuff. He's Australia's favourite son-in-law, so we claim him as our own. He's married to an Australian, and also he's been helping Serena Ireland while she is there in Fort Worth as well, who is representing Australia. So he's a good sport. He is definitely a good sport. Jenny was down arena side post-match last evening and caught up with the riders.
I can't even begin to find the words, really. It's been such an enormous journey, and you work so hard your whole career, and you find these horses, and you build these partnerships with these horses in hope that one day this is the ultimate goal. And here we are. I'm speechless as the crowd came up, as we came through the tunnel. Even like I haven't been in this kind of environment with him before, and at that moment you have this moment where you go, oh, is this going to be okay? And he was just so on the job. He was just so there for me and me only, like it was just us in there.
What can we expect from your freestyle? Are we going to be emotional again? You're going to make me cry?
I hope so. That's the plan.
I was very happy. You know, it's like what I always keep saying, you know, you fly here with the horses. You're always nervous that something's going to happen with them. You're here for a couple of days, you get nerves. And then when you finish the test and you feel, you know, you didn't have any big mistakes, the horse was really confident with you in the test, I think then you're really relieved, and I think that is the enjoyment out of it. And the audience is amazing. There was so much fun. I mean, I think he's one of the most consistent horses in the scene, actually. He's been doing so many Grand Prix for so many years. And I think he just keeps improving and becoming better and better. And he has a heart of gold, I have to say. And I so much love riding him, and it's so much fun doing this with him, I have to say. I do love the freestyle. I've had one or two, you know, wins in the freestyle, so I do look forward to the freestyle. And I cannot wait, literally, to rock it here on Saturday.
I'm so proud of him, beyond proud. He is just an unbelievable horse. He's so incredible. I mean, I can't even take any credit for it because he is just something so special. It feels like he and I are, we have a true relationship together. I think we spend so much time together, grazing and grooming and all the things, that when we get to come to a stadium like this, we just get to kind of show our bond and our friendship together. I think the highlights today for the test, outside of the movements, was just that trust together. I think he came down the center line, he halted, and he was like, well, that is a big watch. And I was like, you know what? I just smiled, and I was like, you know what? Do your thing. It's okay. We're going to have fun. I think to be a Zen rider at the Zen World Cup makes it extra special. And I'm just proud to be American, proud to be here. I'm proud to have the sport represented in the great US of A. And seeing the home crowd here tonight and hearing the cheering I mean, that made it extra special. Yeah, he is Rocky in the barn. Yeah, and for the freestyle, we have some good Rocky themed music as well. But yeah, his name's Rocky.
Well, good luck to Rocky in the freestyle. We're going to talk a bit more about that later. Of course, the music, it makes so much a part of it. How many dressage riders are we going to make cry over the course of the, or have cry? It was emotional scenes. It really was. We can look at the full results from the freestyle now, from the Grand Prix now, of course. There they are. That's 1, 2 and 3, of course. We heard from Christian Simonson and Indian Rock. He was absolutely thrilled for Rocky. Patrick Kittle there, of course, and Becky Moody. So just super stuff. And really big tears as well we've seen for Julio Mendoza, Lure and Jules Goldstrike. Just really emotional stuff, crying as they came out of the arena. So beautiful pictures coming out of the dressage, well worth watching and tuning into. We're going to throw to our winner now because Jenny caught up with her good friend, Becky Moody.
You had game face on going in there. You're normally so smiley. How did it feel to you? Because it looked epic.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, he is, he's a horse that is not exceptional at anything. He's just really good at everything. And so, you know, there's no like insane highlights, but he just does it all with a smile on his face. I think that's also what people love about him. You know, he is the epitome of a happy athlete. But I have to say it was quite hard keeping a game face going around the edge because the crowd was so fantastically enthusiastic that I was having to be like, concentrate, concentrate. But yeah, I was just talking a little bit about this incredible journey that this horse has taken me on. You know, he's just the most phenomenal person because he's such a sweetheart, but he's also so talented. But also, you know, I have to say that it's all the horses that I've had in the past that have taught me to be the rider that I am, that's, you know, been able to develop Bomb. So, you know, although it's him that has brought me into the limelight, it's all the horses, every single one that I've ridden in the past that teaches you, you know, a little bit something different, because that is the amazing thing about them. They are all different.
And they loved your outfit. You're popular over here.
I know. I mean, I think the Americans just love a bit of bling, don't they? So, you know, I did actually get this as a Christmas outfit for London Horse Show, and you know, because I was like, I just may as well dress like a Christmas bauble. It's Christmas, and then everyone loved it, so I've just embraced it and rolled with it, and yeah.
Lovely stuff. I just love it. She's like, I just dressed like a Christmas bauble to come to the biggest competition of my career, and well, one of them.
Fully in sparkles to shine.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely shining there. And we're going to continue to talk about dressage there, Charlotte. I know you're getting the cold sweats as we do.
Well, yes, and I have to put my hands up again because I did say at the start that I didn't know much about dressage. Third, not second, like I mentioned, but still a podium.
Yeah, a podium. We'll go with podium rather than that particular place. And could it be the trend as we go forward that he continues to better himself into that last competition, the all-important one, of course. Let's talk about that all-important competition then. It is the freestyle competition. This is where they perform their their own performance that they and this is what the Equestrian team have put together for us here, Charlotte, about this competition.
Yes, so this is their personal best freestyle scores and their average freestyle scores. Biggest rival, I think, to come in, but Christian Simonson as well, who finished second, not Patrick. Can be very exciting still.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you cannot look past the fact that we have Becky, as we said earlier, just almost like the form of her life with this incredible story that just keeps going. You couldn't wish to have it happen to a lovelier human being as well, but an absolute icon of the sport in Patrick Kittle right there, as well as this, you know, up-and-comer in Christian Simonson, who clearly is just enamoured of this horse that he gets to partner out there and dance under the lights with. So that will be some super sport that you need to watch come Saturday when they finish up their competitive week. Super stuff. We're going to turn our attention now to the jumping, because that is what is taking place this Friday. It is the second day of competition for the jumpers. They have Saturday off before their completion of their competition on Sunday. I think what we should do, Charlotte, is hear from some of the riders. The FEI Media House team have been down there, and Jenny's been down there catching up with some of those riders.
The World Cup final, if you can win that, that's something that every rider dreams of, to be on that stage and to be on that podium, to have your name on that list.
Yeah, that'd be a great one to have on the resume, and no better place to do it than at home. I don't think there can be any more pressure or expectation than I already put on myself.
It's where you've wanted to be all your life, isn't it? Against the best in the world, and yeah, they're here. This is where it's at this weekend. I'm here really to compete, and I hope I can be in the business end of it on Sunday.
You still like wake me up? Is it really happening? I'm very proud to be able to represent my country and to do it for Norway, and also that people can see that it is really possible for everyone who really dreams of doing it.
The speed class is for sure important, but it's not all deciding.
You know, a slow clear isn't really good enough at the first day here.
I use Vichike for the speed class, and then Alphonse to the second day. And it's a really special moment for me, you know, like it's a lifetime. One I ride for 9 years, the other one for 80 years. It's a pleasure, you know, to close the book with such a long story. The goal is to use this emotion to search for the title.
I brought Tulena and Greya. I'm actually doing the same plan I did in Riyadh a few years back, so I'm hoping now with a bit more experience that maybe we can go even a bit better than we did there.
It's a huge championship, it's a very big deal, and since it's on home soil this year, it's an even bigger deal. I'm trying to just keep very level-headed. It's going to be quite the challenge, and I'm going to have to fight for it a bit.
I love a challenge. I love top level sport. There's a lot of great competitors here, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so interesting to hear their perspectives before they took to the arena there, before the competition. Really interesting stuff. Hearing from Mimi Gotchman, and she was just so actually thrilled with everything and how it unfolded last night. But there were a few upsets, I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that just goes to show how tough it is out there. And for example, Willem Greve, who you know qualified as the leader of the Western European League, and last night really didn't go according to plan. But that just shows how tough it is out there to be there in that environment. You know, a long travel for a horse that comes from Europe. So there's a lot of factors, and it's really hard out there.
Yeah, really, really tough stuff. And so we did see a couple of upsets. Lily Keenan, blistering pace, absolutely laid it down. She was faster than the winner of that class, which is Kent Farrington. Yeah, but she had this just devastating pole on the floor.
Absolutely, and it's not like she was a little bit faster than the leader. She was almost a full 2 seconds faster than Kent Farrington and Greya. And then to see a rail come down is so unfortunate. But they were actually so fast that they're still in 4th position going into day 2. So nothing's really lost for them. It's unfortunate. You obviously want to be in a leading position. Yeah. But you know, those US riders, I mean, 4 of them in the top 6 going into day 2. So very good for them on home soil, very exciting, and can't wait for today.
What's to come. Yeah, Jenny caught up with some of the riders as they were coming out of the arena immediately after their rounds. Let's take a listen.
We felt that way walking the course, you know. I kind of like the striding, I like the inside turns. The bending lines were set where, you know, my horse has quite a big stride. I was able to kind of drift out and create room where I needed to. So I felt it was something that would suit us. And, you know, then we had the pressure of, you know, showing people that it suited us. This is my 3rd final and probably first one where I have a true international horse. Most things like that don't faze him. It's more how you ride and prep him and, you know, just keep him relaxed and focused. So as long as he's relaxed and looking at the fences instead of everything else, we're usually pretty good.
I'm thrilled with my horse. I'm pretty annoyed with myself because I think if I had done one less stride, I actually would have been quite a bit faster than Kent. But to be beaten with a rail down just by the fastest in the world so far is pretty awesome. And my horse is not the most experienced, so we've been jumping this level now for a year. He did Basel last year and was incredible, so I'm really looking forward to the rest of the week. Yeah, Ken is the man that every girl wants. He's pretty perfect and he knows his job really well.
I'm very, very happy. My horse jumping really, really good. Okay, so my first time World Cup final. To be honest, I was a little bit nervous, but okay, now I know my horse can do it and I can do it, so we see tomorrow.
I'm guessing you might a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, absolutely. With myself, yes. With Gangster, not at all. I thought he jumped fantastic. He's quite inexperienced on that level. It's his first championship, so I'm very happy with his performance. not at all with mine. Already to the third last jump, I added up a stride, which wasn't the plan. And then I had a good shot to the second to the last, and I just, went out too much, so the 7 got too long, and I didn't give him a chance to jump that well.
I think they call that a pat the horse, kick the rider moment.
Exactly, yeah, that's what we call that, yeah. It's not the ideal start, not what we were hoping for, but as I said, there's a few positive things about it. Gangster performed very well. It's actually only our second indoor show, but he wasn't phased of that at all. He was right with me everywhere, so I think the door is open to do better the next days.
I already did cry, so I'm so happy. Highway is an amazing, amazing partner, and I couldn't imagine my first day here. It's off to my whole team, Katie and Henri, Nick, Javier, and most importantly, Highway. So I'm so happy.
Well, I was going to say we should call Jenny the onion, because she's making everybody who comes near her cry, but I think it's just actually...
Well, yeah, and I understand it. I am the designated emotional wreck of echo ratings, so it's okay. I understand.
We understand. Some lovely stuff. I mean, it's so nice to hear Richie being he always is so open and honest post-round, which was really, really refreshing to hear. Lovely to hear that championship like this. He's training with Yuri Mansour, just a wonderful kind of story as well. And Jacob Pope, he's bawling his eyes out. Incredible stuff. Really, really lovely. I love that. We're going to now, there was one rider missing in that little feature, which you may have noticed, and the man himself, Mr. Kent Farrington. He did, of course, win that class last night aboard the very, very speedy Tulane. He has a strategy going forward. We're going to talk about that more. But first of all, we're going to catch up with him.
Very special horse. Happy with how she started. Obviously, she's so reliable. A great horse for my team, and thrilled to be in the lead after day one.
You went incredibly quickly. Did the round go to plan?
More or less went to plan. I'm pretty confident with this mare. As I said, she's really versatile, so she can go on a big grass field or a small arena. She's very reliable, so I'm pretty confident on my plan with her. It'll be a long weekend no matter what. It'll be a good battle, but look forward to the challenge.
There he is, the man himself, Mr. Cool Guy. Mr. Cool Guy.
And he's feeling pretty good about himself, as he should, because he's leading these FEI Jumping World Cup finals at the moment. I mean, such Tulane. We heard, and then Tulane was going to jump this speed class, and now Greya is coming into play. So that's going to be very exciting. We've seen this strategy before 2 years ago in Riyadh when they finished just beside the podium in 4th place, and like he said, trying to up the ante a little bit, trying to get a spot on that podium, and as it looks right now, it might be podium. So we're hoping for that. But let's have a look maybe at the former champions. I'm thinking that Kent wants to add his name to this World Cup finals champions list.
Incredible list.
Because what a list. We're not seeing Julien Epayard and Henrik van Eckermann this year, but we have a couple of former winners with Martin Fuchs coming in, Steve Gerda, Daniel Deuser. And that's actually very interesting with the results from yesterday, because Kent Farrington leading, he has never won a World Cup finals before, but marginally behind him, we saw Steve Gerda finish in 2nd place, but just 3 World Cup finals, trying to get his 4th, historical 4th on the board. Daniel Deuser in 3rd place. Also a very, very good round. I think maybe we underestimated him at the beginning of the week. A horse that's been very good for him. Won a World Cup in Verona. I mean, very, very exciting for him. But I think that this is kind of what we're going to be seeing, that these former champions are going to be chasing Kent Farrington for the win.
Yeah, and I think that's important, former champions. There's a couple in the crowd there today.
In the crowd?
No, they're not cheering on.
Okay.
They're not cheering. They're waving pom-poms, exactly. No, but there are those former champions that are on the list, that are on the offensive. There you go, on the offensive. That's the
exactly. So they're watching Kent. They're thinking, we need to catch this guy, because we don't want a new winner. We want another win on our board.
Yeah.
So Steve, he's, like I said, rider that has done it before. But historically, the last 7 World Cup winners did lead after day 1. So Kent's going to think, no, I want to become the 8th World Cup finals winner who was leading after day 1. But then I had a look and I thought, okay, Steve Gerda has won this 3 times, but only 1. Because back in 2015 and in 2016, he wasn't leading after day 1. So if anyone can win World Cup finals without being Steve Gerda.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a heavy, in terms of when we say, oh, you know, riders, some of them haven't chosen, the heavy hitters haven't chosen to come and contest here. Still, when you look at it on paper, there's still some absolute clout on those lists.
I mean, I think we have an extremely heavy hitter in the field this week, and it is Kent Farrington, world number 2. He has 2 of the top 6 rated horses on the ELO ratings in the world at the moment. They're both here. Her job exactly as Kent has wanted it to go. Greya comes out now. I mean, Greya is fresh off a win, a $1 million Grand Prix win. Now, because Kent is in the lead, he was already the favorite before we saw him jump day 1. Now, 40% chance of winning. That is so huge. And the reason for that is that he has been on exceptional form. She's won her 10th 5-star Grand Prix or World Cup class just 2 weeks ago. She's in the form of her life. Kent Farrington feeling good. He's got that win on the board yesterday. I mean, is to lose, but I don't think he will. If we're looking maybe at someone who can challenge him, Steve Gerda's up there. I mean, done it 3 times before. Can he do it a 4th time? But really, this is Kent's week.
Yeah, absolutely, it is. And there's been, you know, a number of other sort of riders that have come to the fore, I think, that have been really interesting. I mean, I know he's the headline story. Stevie G, what a narrative that is. But there are other stories that are...
Yes, I mean, we've had a couple of disappointments. We've spoken about them a little bit earlier in the show. Willem Greve has had the most incredible run-up to these World Cup finals, won 3 of the qualifiers, 2 on Pretty Woman van Paradise, who is here, 1 on Grand Dorado, which was Grand Dorado's first ever 5-star 160 individual win. Did so much for Team NL from a team perspective, but that was their first individual win. And Willem Greve obviously leading this Western European League, coming to these finals. We're expecting so much from him. Pretty Woman, a double qualifier winner, but then it doesn't go according to plan, and that happens. I mean, it's tough out there. Maybe they didn't find their rhythm. They had an early rail on number 2, and then it just didn't really come unstuck for them, unfortunately.
Yeah, it just didn't really go Willem Greve's way, but he was kind enough to spend some time with us as our rider in focus before his first class.
Let's take a look at the qualifying journey of the man at the top, Willem Greve. The Dutch rider leads the standings with an incredible 81 points and 3 spectacular wins. Stuttgart sets the tone.
Greve up on the clock with Pretty Woman. Down to the last. He's jumped it. He's clear. He goes into the lead. Willem Greve wins the World Cup of Stuttgart in the Western European League with Pretty Woman van Paradise LOP.
The 10-year-old chestnut mare, who will also be his partner for the final in Fort Worth, holds a very special place in his heart.
Pretty Woman is a very special mare to me. She is half owned by family Corbelt. Late Mr. Corbelt passed away last year, and I'm sure he's somewhere up there and he sees it. This mare is part of the family and she will never leave.
Just 3 weeks later, with 20 points already to their name, the pair strikes again, this time in A Coruña.
Now, the other part of the S, down to the last line, 44.7. This is looking very good indeed. He gallops down to the Longines Oxa. He's up and over. He'll definitely be quicker. It's 42.76. The Stuttgart winner from 3 weeks ago goes into the lead here in Equestrian.
And no one can catch them. With 40 points, Greve moves to the top of the standings. The results keep coming, but so does the pressure. In Mechlin, he brings Grandorado TN. 1 fence down in the jump-off, still enough for 5th place and 12 points. Halfway through the season, it's already clear. With 52 points, Willem Greve's ticket to Fort Worth is secured. Amsterdam, another jump-off, another rail. 8th place, 9 more points. The Greve wants more. Can he complete the qualifier hat-trick in Gothenburg?
Kim Eman down to the last. It's going to be very tight indeed. It is a new leader. It is the man who takes the 3rd Longines FEI World Cup qualifier in this season.
With a remarkable 81 points, Willem Greve heads to Fort Worth as the leader of the standings for his 2nd FEI World Cup final.
Yeah, thanks to Rosie Russell there for taking us through. That sort of highlights Willem's path to get to Fort Worth. As you see, just the leader of the Western European League, absolutely littered with glory, victories abound, and then it just didn't go his way in the first competition, and it bears such an impact. But he will want to make a good showing today, and that's important. So I'll be really interested to see how he comes out today, and best of luck to Willem of to take a look now at something. If you want to follow more about this World Cup, learn more about the World Cup, the FEI team have put together an incredible documentary series. It's available to view on FEI TV and Clip My Horse TV as a premium subscriber. It's called Every Second Counts. It's about the World Cup series. We'll give you a sneak peek now.
This class here in Amsterdam is absolutely vital.
So much work to do this.
He now chases down to the last. He's up on the clock. This is not going to be a walkover for anybody.
Yeah, cool stuff. Really something to check out if you can't get enough of this World Cup series, of course, and of the finals week here on Clip My Horse TV and FEI TV. We're going to turn our attention now to today's class. Now, to get your head around this weird worldwide timing, of course. When we say today's class, it's the 2nd competition for the show jump. It is Friday's class, of course. Fast facts about this Longines FEI Jumping World Cup. They call it the 2nd finals, or the 2nd competition, of course, in this final. It's a maximum height of 1.60 metre today. It follows that more traditional format, as we touched on, Charlotte, of 1 round and a jump off, or what sometimes might be referred to as a table A. 35 combinations will compete at this stage. We will keep up to date about whether they will be late withdrawals. The commentary team, of course, will keep you abreast of that as the live sport happens. And points are awarded in today's competition. Once again, which we're going to talk a little bit about, this collection of points over the first kind of 2 competitions, and then comes some mathematics before they head into the last day of competition for the show jumpers. So plenty going on there. We're going to bring you all the sport, as we said. The sport is coming up for you. We can take a look at the start time. There it is in the corner. Well, there's the countdown clock, as it were. You know where you need to be and what to watch. Of course, it's on FEI TV and Clip My Horse TV. Charlotte, we're going to talk about what's going to happen with these 35 combinations, as we say, coming forward. A lot of form, a lot of incredible faces, horses, and some new talent that is emerging that we're excited to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's a completely different format than we saw yesterday. Yesterday, it was all about speed. Today, we're seeing a little bit more of a Grand Prix class come forward. So it's that 1 round where you just want to jump clear, obviously inside the time allowed, but you're not chasing like we were yesterday. So wanting to jump clear to get into that jump off, and then the points are awarded according to that. But we're going to look at some of the horses in form, because some exciting talent. Richard Vogel, Gangster Mondesir, we're still seeing that 100% clear rate up there. I know they had a fence down yesterday. When we look at the rounds and the clears, we're looking at standard scoring rounds. Yesterday was a table C, so you don't get can no longer say that this horse has never knocked a rail at 5-star 160 because we saw, unfortunately, heartbreakingly, that last fence come down yesterday. But I think a lot of our attention is now turning to Ken Farrington and Greya, whose record over the last 12 months at the highest level is absolutely incredible. 10 rounds, 14 clears, a 71% clear rate. That is so incredibly rare to see that level of consistency over those amounts of rounds. And like we said earlier, coming in on the back of a win in the $1 million Grand Prix in Wellington in the US Equestrian Open final. So carrying that form forward, Tulina, her stablemate, already putting her up as, you know, setting her up for success, basically. So those are the horses we're going to be looking at. There was a couple of unexpected stories potentially that came from last night, and that is Aiken Sato and Shadalano, who jumped a lovely clear. Aiken, who we heard from a little bit earlier there, who's just delighted to be there at his first ever World Cup finals. So they haven't competed that much at the highest level together, and then to be here and putting in a solid clear, not the fastest time, but still, you know, a very good experience for them. And to jump clear, who, for Jacob himself as a rider, this was only his 6th ever round at 5-star 160.
Amazing.
And to do that at a World Cup finals in front of a home crowd and then finish in 5th place, where, you know, we've seen so many other big names, you know, not really getting there, like we heard from Willem Greve, who had an incredible, you know, lead up to this. But I think Jacob Pope and Highway, and then seeing Jacob so happy and delighted, I'm really looking forward to see what they can do for the rest of the days going forward. So that's very exciting.
Yeah, 100%. And I loved the emotion. Like, I know if you get to the gooey stuff, everybody will be going, she's an old sap. But it's so true. We love to see it because it really tells the story about what this horse sport is all about and what it really, truly means to everybody involved. You talk about these unexpected stories. Well, you know, stories of an up-and-comer like Jacob Pope. Skylar Wyman, certainly one of those riders who has impressed there in front of, as you say, a home crowd. And this is a young lady who is looking to make her mark and has really pushed her barrow out here and gone, hey Team USA, here I am, and I can do some pretty serious things.
Yeah, I mean, Skylar is here already at her 2nd World Cup finals of her career, and she's just 21 years old. She already competed in Riyadh 2 years ago when she was only 19, still a teenager. And okay, maybe also her day didn't go according to plan yesterday, but to be here within a group of such solid US riders in a good atmosphere, a good team, you know, it's great for her to be here, to have this experience at a young age, to know what it's like to represent her country, and especially where, you know, in front of the home crowd, I think is very, very special.
Yeah, unbelievable. 21 years of age. And yes, didn't go her way, but an incredible stage on which to perform. She shared some time with Jenny this week, and she's our rider in focus.
Hi, I'm Skylar Wireman, and this year for the 2026 FEI World Cup Finals, I'm riding Tornado and Barclay Novi. I'd say they're a bit of puppy dog personality. They're very in your pockets and super sweet on the ground. They love to beg for cookies all the time and just lots of cuddling. The one horse, Barclay Novi, he actually loves to take naps with you. So he'll go in and like lay down and you can take a nap with him in the stall. It's pretty much his favorite thing to do is nap all day. They're quite the amazing partners in the ring. Both of them really have huge hearts and just love their job. And then, you know, out of the ring, they're just like in your lap like a little pet. So I think it's pretty special, the partnership I have with both of them, and I'm very grateful to have such amazing horses. So for the World Cup Finals, you can bring 2 horses to use them over the first 2 phases, and then you pick which horse for Sunday. Usually someone will bring, you know, more of a speed type horse for the first day, and then use the other horse for the other 2 days that are more about, you know, the scope and just jumping a lot of rounds the last day. You know, I think both of these horses thrive a bit on atmosphere and an audience, so I'm really excited to have some good pack stands and a big turnout. Certainly there's a lot of riders that I admire that are here. I mean, this is, you know, a lot of the top people in the world, and certainly just from the US as well, having, you know, Kent and Laura and Lily here, you know, they're all people I look up to, and I actually got to do some work with Laura last summer, so I'm really excited to be here and watching all these people that have done it for so many more years. They're my role models.
Thanks so much to Skylar for having a chat to us there, and we're certainly looking forward to seeing what else she can do in the coming days in this jumping competition. Loved it. 21 years of age. I mean, unbelievable. Blows me away with the level of maturity and talent. Super stuff. We're going to keep getting into our analysis here, talking about this class today, Charlotte, because it's important to have a look at what our clear chances are here, because we've had a few, you know, tip the wheelbarrow up.
Absolutely. So we are looking at a class with a jump off, but who do we think has the highest chance of getting to that jump off? I don't think anyone is surprised when you see Ken Farrington and Greya at the top of that list. I mean, they have just been incredible form. We talked about their form, 10 rounds, 15 rounds, 10 clears. Absolutely incredible. A 63% chance of getting through to that jump off. If they get to the jump off, because they are last to go today, because the order is reversed from yesterday, because they're last to go, they're also going to be last to go in that jump off, and nobody wants Ken Farrington to go last in a jump off. So that would be incredibly exciting. Now, we could actually think back to last year's final and think about, you know, Julien, who was in the lead on day one and then opted not to jump off even though he jumped clear on day two. Is that potentially something that Kent would consider? I can't read Kent's mind, but I mean, we saw it last year, so maybe it's something that could come into play.
If you flag that and that happens, you buy the beer.
That's absolutely fine, and I can completely get behind that. But who else could we see in the jump off? I mean, Steve Gourdat and of being able to get into that. Richard Vogel and Gangster Montezir, we saw him last fence down yesterday, but today, with the speed element being removed from the first round, maybe, you know, Gangster is a little bit used to the indoor atmosphere now, and he can settle and put in the clears that we're used to seeing from him.
Yeah.
But it's actually interesting that Pretty Woman, Van Paradijs and Willem Greve are in this list as well, with a 36% chance of jumping clear today. And I think they are now not so much thinking of this week as a championship anymore, because I don't think they have the chance to really feature in terms of the championship. But today's class can be a class in and of itself. I mean, it's a little bit like a Grand Prix or a World Cup qualifier that they've already won 2 of this season. So is that maybe something that they're going to be focusing on? I'm pretty sure Willem wants to leave Fort Worth with a positive feeling, and today could be the day for him to get that feeling.
We talk about this guy, but he absolutely is undeniably the favourite, and this is the man who will want to, you know, shatter everybody's dreams. I really do appreciate him at the top level of our sport. He's the favourite. It's Ken Farrington, you know, going in undeniably. What an incredible, this lineup, that strategy, Talena in, you know, replicating things as, you know, this better result list here. The speedy girl in the speedy class, she does the hard graft, and then the superstar comes forward and takes the glory.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so important to remember that it is so rare to see 2 horses like this with the same rider. 2 of the literal best horses in the world are with Ken Farrington. Greya, 3rd rated in the world. Tulina, 6th rated in the world. Tulina has done her job. It's Greya's turn now, and she knows what it's like to perform under pressure and to deliver when it matters.
And talking about delivering when it matters, it's the jump off. Important to note, in this format today, we have that 1 round. It's like a Grand Prix 1 round, and if you go clear within the time, you are through to the jump off. Knowing that, then we ask the question, who is dangerous in a jump off? But it's sort of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's one of those questions, isn't it? We know the answer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at this point, we could have just called the show the Ken Farrington and Greya show, because if you look at this table, this dangerous in a jump off table, there's actually only one combination that we can call dangerous in the jump off, and it is Ken Farrington and Greya, because they have jumped 12 5-star 160 jump off clears, which is more than double of any other horse in the field.
Yeah.
So 12 jump-off clears from 16 jump-off rounds, 10 of them translated into wins, 12 were podiums. So if they jump clear in a jump-off, they're on the podium, and you know what? 80–90% of the time, they actually win because they are just so fast. If they're clear, there's no questions, they're up there.
Was some list there dangerous in a jump-off? If we saw that list in a jump-off, wow, what an evening of sport you would have in store for you. You will have in store for you. Knowing that then, let's take a look at the win chances, where we are in terms of our Equa ratings numbers. That man again at the top there, we've talked about him ad nauseum. It's almost like we say, as the question was, rhetorical, because that's the word. The other names, like we haven't even barely talked about Laura Kraut. We know that Richie has had a little bit of a misstep in the first class. Martin Fuchs, of course, you can't deny. And we haven't even mentioned Daniel Coyle and Incredible. I mean, the clue is in the name. I love that saying. Incredible. Absolutely incredible horse.
Yeah, absolutely. So these are the win chances for today's class, on its standing alone. So Ken Farrington and Gray, again, favourites to win. Steve Gordaya and Yashin Sitta, again, up there. But actually, Kevin Stout and Visconti de Telman, a very experienced pair. Had a very good day yesterday as well, so up there as well for today. Laura Kraut didn't have the day I think that she wanted yesterday, but again, today it can be a standalone class, and it can be a place for some of these riders who didn't have the first day that they wanted to really climb up, because when you're in that jump off, there's a lot to play for. Martin Fuchs is up there on the win chances. Daniel Coyle and Incredible also just had a rail down on the first day, but are still within reach. Daniel Deusser, who is very much within reach in third place, with Otello de Guldenboom, and I think Lily Keenan and Kikon. They're in a superb position, also in front of their home crowd. Her dad is from Texas, so it means just that little bit more to her. Very excited to see what they can do. They were very good already in Basel last year, so really excited to see what they can do here.
Absolutely, super excited. He's just Ken with Lily Keenan. Exciting stuff. Speaking of excited, we have a very happy but hard-working guest joining Jenny down in the mix zone to catch up. Jen?
Yeah, thank you. A very happy and hard-working guest. You're completely right there, Amy. Kim, who is competition travelling groom for the brilliant Becky Moody and the delicious Jaeger Bomb. Kim, thank you so much for taking time out. How are you feeling? How's the emotions? And more importantly, how is the bomb?
It's been certainly a whirlwind of, I think, 9 days now we've been since we left home. But yeah, no, he's doing great this morning after competing last night, and just so proud of him. Couldn't have asked for more.
And it was a lot of atmosphere. There was a lot of shouting and a lot of screaming for Becky and her amazing outfit. And you have to watch on from the side. We saw a post on social media. What was your heart rate when Becky went down that centre line?
I think it was around about 141 beats per minute, which, yeah, was quite high. But I think it's usually, once she's done the trot work, I take a little bit of a breath and calm down after that. But it's just those moments before going in, you just kind of hope everything's okay. And yeah, they nailed it, so it was good. It was great.
And Becky's very kind of smiley. She's such a brilliant advocate for dressage. But when she goes down that centre line, that is there is a game face, isn't there? She's proper, professional. She's so serious. When is it that you start to get stressed? When does the heart rate start going for you? Is it the warm up, or is it kind of the funnel?
I think it's definitely, it's funny, so she'll have a little bit of a period before she gets on the horse that she's still in that sort of focused space. But I'm usually just starting to get a little bit more stressed once she's on the horse, whereas that's her easy time, because she goes, oh, nothing goes wrong, because then you're the first person that she looks to go, right, help me fix it. So.
And this is a competition where Becky has come in with that expectation. She's been doing so well. In the past, especially at the Olympics, she came in, it was almost the underdog, wasn't it? It's like, especially on the international stage, it's like, who is Becky and Bomb? How has she coped with that kind of pressure? How have you coped with that added pressure? Because that is a lot to come in here. Well, let's face it, as the favourites.
Yeah, I think, it doesn't really affect me at all. he's okay and he's travelled well and he's eating and things. And but I think it has definitely gotten to Becky a little bit more this time, and she's been getting a lot of messages from people saying, look, it's great, go on, smash it. And she definitely prefers being that underdog rather than the pressure that's come with it. But they're doing great, and Bom's so consistent as well, and he just kind of goes in there and you know you're in a safe pair of hands with him. So.
And in the press conference, did you know she was selling rides on Bomb? She offered a ride to everyone in the press conference, and Patrick Kissel, she's like, he's so easy to ride, and she was like, yeah, 20 quid, you can have a go. Were you aware that you might be now taking rides on Bomb around the arena?
I wasn't aware, but it doesn't surprise me. Like, I hack him out at home and things as well. Like, he's so good. He is a really good boy, and yeah, well, she's obviously trying to make a buck.
And excited for the freestyle?
Yeah, it'll be brilliant. Like, I always love watching the music, and I'll try and watch some of the other competitors as well when I'm not getting him ready. So it'll be a good show, I'm sure.
Well, you really are doing it for the folks back home. Thank you so much. Give Bomb a massive some Uber Eats carrots. Order some Uber Eats carrots for us. Thank you so much, Kim. I know you've got to get back to him. We'll pass on back to the studio, and good luck for the freestyle.
Thank you.
Truly lovely stuff with Kim there, and just lovely to hear about. Yeah, Becky Moody, she's not silly. She's not silly. 20 quid, you can ride my horse, no worries. And that is someone who horse as well. Lovely story coming out of these World Champs. We're now in the In and Out studio this time because there's lots of sport coming your way. You're going to want to watch this show jumping class, aren't they, Charlotte? And it is coming up, of course, on FEI TV and Clip My Horse TV. 6:45 p.m. Central in the US. 1:45 a.m. in Europe, or it's a bit of a party. Get your jammies on, get your popcorn out, and get ready to rock and roll, because this class is going to be something special this evening. It is the second final in this Longines FEI World Cup competition. The finals, of course, and you know, don't forget about us. We'll be here. We're here every single day as well. Join us here on Clip My Horse TV on the 24/7 channel. We're on YouTube as well. It's the In Out Studio show, of course, every day, 9 o'clock in the morning if you're in the US Central Time, and 4 p.m. in Europe. Charlotte and I will be here to dig into all of the stories that are coming out of these World Cup finals, as well as bring you all of the review and the preview from the competitions taking place. So, Charlotte, in a Barrington and Greyer. I mean, can it be an upset? It might make things really out of the bag, but wouldn't we love to see it for Stevie G, the comeback king? Don't call it a comeback. He's an absolute icon. We would love. What a segue in our next episode of the In and Out Studio. Join us, won't you? But until then, enjoy the sport and take care.
You choose where to watch, at home or on the go. Clip My Horse TV streams on all your devices. Experience the best in equestrian sport, anytime, anywhere. Horses, sport, entertainment.
He's up and over, he's got goals! 13.
Against the clock, it really didn't matter. Mickey defended Kentucky.
No scriptwriter could have ever written a better story.